Good afternoon, my dear students. Today we will go through characteristics of business ethics. Like in our previous class, what we studied? We studied about the meaning, definition of business ethics, and to define business ethics, according to Rogin A. Buchlos, business ethics refers to right or wrong behavior in business decisions, right? And then Andrew Crane says what the business ethics is the study of business situations, activities, and the decisions where issues of right and wrong are addressed. Okay, and then what are the tangible benefits to corporate ethics? They improved customer loyalty, improved employee retention, and easier recruitment of new employee, and it makes it easier to attract the investment capital. And now we will go through the characteristics, and the first characteristics we can say, or the first important feature we can say, it is a discipline. Business ethics are considered as principles that govern and guide the business people to perform the business functions. Okay, so the business ethics can be said as a discipline. It is like a disciplined, systematic manner. The systematic manner ആണ് business ethicsന്റെ, and it is doing the right thing and straightforward in a great deal of business ethics, and ultimately it's up to the individual. So we can say that ethics is considered to be the science of conduct. Like all know, the science means what is a systematic knowledge about the study of the set of systematic knowledge about the moral behavior and conduct. So we can say that business ethics is a discipline. And the next point, it is considered as art and science. It is both art and science. Why? Business ethics depicts the principles of business behavior, ethical standards, moral value decisions. It is a science because the principles are determined on the basis of observation and experimentation. It is an art because it emphasizes the practical application of the principle. Hence, in business ethics or corporate ethics, ethics is likely an approach of practicable approach of a business behavior or business principles. So we can say that it is an art, science, and both. It is a science because the principles are determined on the basis of on the basis of observation and experimentation. It is an art because it emphasizes the practical application of principles. It is dynamic. Why business ethics is considered as a dynamic? Because it is dynamic. It continuously tests the rule and moral standards. It is dynamic, continuously tests the rules and moral standards. And it is an ancient concept. Its origin is mainly concerned with the development of human civilization. An ancient concept because it is concerned with the development of human civilization. Human civilization, because ethics is all related to what? Humanity. Humanity. And it's also mentioned like feelings, laws, and social norms, and one standard to ensure that is reasonable and well founded. So it is a continuous effort of moral beliefs and moral conduct. So we can say that it is like a human approach. So it is an ancient concept. And theological basis, the base of the business ethics is theology. It is very much influenced by the religious effort of the people. So we can say that it is theology based on. The business ethics becomes possible due to these theological principles such as sincerity, human welfare, good behavior, then what all the matters, that is honesty, compassion, loyalty, and all the virtues. These all well-based standards are related to the business ethics. So we can say that the base of the business ethics is theology, and it is all concerned about the sincerity, human welfare, service, good behavior, etc. The study of goals and means. Business ethics is the study of goals and means for the rational selection of sacred objects and their fulfillment. And next point, that is based on social reality and custom. It is based on social reality and custom. Business ethics is not based on emotion, but it is based on the reality and social customs prevailing in the business environment. And it is relating to the human aspect, because business ethics study the activities, decisions and behavior which are related with the human being. And it is also universal application. It has a universal application because business exists all over the world, irrespective of the countries, irrespective of the language, irrespective of the culture. It is the universal application because business exists all over the world. Develop personal dignity. Ethical principle develop the personal dignity. Many of the unethical behavior is arisen due to not giving dignity to the individual. The ethical principles develop the personal dignity. Many of the unethical behavior is arisen due to not giving dignity to the individual. If the ethical principles are developed through personal dignity, the business ethics and values are important for the successful development of the business organization, isn't it? So it is the fairness, integrity, broad-mindedness, and it give importance to human esteem and self-respect. So many principles are determined on the basis of the business ethics. That way we can say it develops the personal dignity. The ethical principle develop the personal dignity because the unethical behavior is arisen due to not giving dignity to the individual, and it is differ with the individual purposes. We all know that every individual is unique. Every individual is different. So ethical decisions differ with the individual perspectives of different persons. Like we can say that if the ethics refers to well-based standards of right and wrong that prescribe what human ought to do in terms of rights, obligations, and benefits to the society, fairness. So it refers to all the standards that impose the obligation from doing something wrong, like stealing, murder, assault, slander, or fraud. Because ethical standards, it's the standards relating to the right within the individual. If it is supported by the consistent and well-founded reasons. So ethical standards includes virtues of the honesty, compassion and the loyalty that is developed within the individual. So we can say that it is differ with the individual perspectives. Ethical decisions differ with the individual perspective of different persons. And last point, it can keeps harmony. Business ethics keep harmony between different roles of businessmen with every citizen, consumer, owner and the investors. Business ethics keeps harmony between different roles of businessmen with every citizen, consumer, owner and investor. And how the objectives of business ethics can be determined. The main objective of the business ethics is to conduct business in a good or righteous manner, isn't it? According to Peter Pratley, what they said, business ethics has twofold objective. It evaluates the human practices by calling upon moral standards. And the second objective is it may give advice on how to act morally in a specific kind of situation. I will repeat, that is the first two objective of business ethics is it evaluates the human practices by calling upon moral standards, and next one, it may give prescription advice on how to act morally in a specific kind of situation. Clear? So analysis and evaluation, how they evaluate, and the approach, how they act in a specific kind, and approaches to resolve these ethical dilemmas. So first objective is analysis and evaluation. So how the corporates evaluate their activities. Ethical analysis and ethical diagnosis of the past events. They can diagnose their own past events. They can diagnose the other cooperatives' past events happenings and the standards what they said, and uncover the moral values, habits of thoughts. So ethics provide a rational methods for answering the present situations and related future issues. So well-linked information is must to achieve this second objectives, and a careful assessments, a continuous monitoring and surveillance of the relevant information will lead to the balanced judgment so that they can take good decisions on that manner. Approaches to resolve ethical dilemmas. It provides therapeutic advice when facing the present dilemmas and future dangers. Only the condition which requires a true identification of relevant stakeholder and a clear-cut understanding of crucial issues at stakes. Approaches to resolve ethical dilemmas. It provides the therapeutic advice when facing the present dilemmas and future dangers. So it requires a true identification of relevant stakeholders and clear-cut understanding of the crucial issues at stake. In today's class, what we learned about we revised about the meaning and definitions of the business ethics. Ethics is what? Ethics is a code of behavior considered correct, and according to Peter F. Drucker, ethics deals with the right action of the individuals, and ethics sound like morality. Ethics is of two things: well-based standards and study and development of one's ethical standards. And the features of ethics is the concepts of the ethics deals with the human being. It is a study of set of systematic knowledge about moral behavior, and ethics seeks to determine the nature of norms, ideals or standards, and seeks to inquire the fitness. It is an area dealing with the moral judgment regarding the voluntary human conduct, and ethics tries to set a standard for the ultimate and highest goal. And ethics are about what is right and what is wrong. That is a very crucial point, that ethics are about what is wrong and what is right, and it is what is lawful and what is unlawful. Okay, so ethics means a code of conduct. Then the meaning of the business ethics. A business ethic is the application of general ethical ideas to the business behavior. So ethical business behavior facilitates and promotes goods to society, improves profitability and business relations, and employees productivity. What are the benefits? Ethical business behavior facilitates and promotes good to society, improves profitability, fosters business relations, and employee productivity. And also we can say it reduces the criminal penalty from public authorities and regulators. And definition of the business ethics is what? Two definitions we studied. That is, according to Rogine Buchlos, business ethics refers to right or wrong behavior in business decisions. And according to Andrew Crane, business ethics is the ethics of the business is the ethics of responsibility. The businessman must promise that he will not harm knowingly. Then characteristics of the business ethics. It is a discipline, and it is an art, science and both, and it is dynamic. It is an ancient concept. It is theological base and study of goals and means, and based on social reality and customs. And it is relating to human aspect. It is an universal applicable because the business exists all over the world, and it develops the personal dignity. The ethical principles develop the personal dignity, and it is differ with the individual perspective. Ethical decisions is differ with the individual perspective of different persons, and it keeps harmony. Business ethics keeps harmony between the different roles of businessman with every citizen, with every consumer, with every owner, and with every investors. So business ethics keeps harmony between the different roles of businessman, every citizens, consumer, owner, and investors. And about the objectives of the ethics. Ethics deals with the human behavior and makes evaluation to establish moral standards, to judge the human behavior, to assess the human behavior. So how they analyze and evaluate? They analyze and evaluate an ethical diagnosis of the past events happening, clarifying the standards and approaches, how they approach the dilemmas and how they take decisions, clear-cut understanding of crucial issues. I think you are very well clear about the objectives of business ethics and characteristics of the business ethics, and in our next class we will go through the scope of business ethics. Okay, scope of business ethics we will go through. Okay, thank you all, and if you have any doubts and queries you can ask me through our WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you all, have a nice day.